Hi guys, my name is Rimjim and welcome to Art Pop's YouTube channel where we talk about NIFT, NID, UCEED, CEED and all kinds of design exams. So for today, I'll be talking about the first round of NID exams which is happening on 8th of January. There's 30 days left and I hope these tips that I tell you will help you in clearing or qualifying the first round of NID. For people who are watching me for the first time, my name is Rimjim. I have graduated from NIFT Bangalore from the batch 2012 and 2016. And for people who have doubts about that, why am I talking about NID? Then I also qualified for NID in 2012, and I'll make sure I put my hall tickets for the second round here so that you will find that authentic to listen to me of why am I telling you about how to crack NID in 30 days. So a quick brief about NID, National Institute of Design. Of course, it holds its Bachelor of Design exam and Master of Design exam. Now for both the exam, we have to understand that prelims or design aptitude test prelims also is there to check your design aptitude and your creative abilities and your observation skills, your logical reasoning, your environment and social awareness, your problem solving techniques. And if you see last 5 years, 6 years papers, you will know that of course as much as important it is to be a good sketcher or be a good artist, to be in a design college, it is as important to be a design thinker, to be a design observer, be a design enthusiast, and those kind of things in the recent year have become more important. Design has become more subjective and more realistic rather than doing hatching or learning shading and doing color blending. Those are not the criterias these days if you are clearing any kind of design exams. So let's get started. So the first thing I think in the coming 30 days that you need to do is your line practice. As we all know that freehand drawings or freehand sketches are more important and fetches you more marks than your scale drawing or drawing from compass, protractor and these kind of things. So try to avoid those things. Do line practice daily, which means I'll put some pictures here. Try to do vertical lines, horizontal lines, diagonal lines, make a lot of circles, ellipses, shapes. So every morning for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or before you start practice, try to take a newspaper and do your line practice. Then always I'll just tell you a technique where if you are using a pencil, make sure that you are holding the pencil from a little back and you are not holding it from the front and writing like this or drawing like this where your whole view is stopped. So make sure that you are holding the pencil from a little back, and instead of moving your wrist, try to move or work from your whole elbow where you are sketching while stretching your whole hands and doing straight lines, vertical lines, horizontal lines, diagonal lines. You're making circle. A circle starts from a point, ends at a point. Make sure you're doing ellipses, because lot of cubes and cuboids, because a lot of products and all these things, where they come from, they are originated from a cube or cuboid, and that's how they are made, right? You can fit a human being inside a cuboid, you can fit a bottle inside a cuboid, you can fit a sphere inside a cube, a chair inside a cube. So make sure you are doing a lot of line practice and shape practice before you start your day. Second, very important thing that you can do as a design aspirant, not only for design exam of NID but any kind of exam, I think, is that swipe through all the daily news or events that are happening in India and in world that affects our life, our society's life, or any kind of art or culture events, basically news, anything which is currently important, anything which is going to happen in the future, anything in the past that has happened. Now a lot of students ask me how much do I need to study. So I'll tell you one thing, that if someone has an interest in designing or wants to become a designer, I think every news event or everything that happens can inspire you, can help you in making different things that would help you, the society, help the society. So make sure that you are going through climate events, social events, sports events, any political, religious, or any kinds things that are being famous in the world or in India. And you can of course check out apps like Shorts app, or you can go to the Twitter, you can download Twitter and go to the section of trending and news section and swipe through it. You can also, like on Instagram, follow pages like Tatwa India, there's India Dot, and then there's what, like BBC News, NDTV, all these kind of places you can follow, News Laundry, so that all this daily update you are getting. Plus be interested in those things, don't try to just read the headlines of these things, because it's also important for you to know what happens around you in your surroundings, so that your designs get influenced by them, and they should, and your designs should post or produce some kind of a relevant topic as well, to fetch more marks in the design exams. So daily news and these things are another important things that you should do for the next 30 days which are coming in. Third thing, famous designers, famous artists. A lot of time it happens that I get questions like, oh ma'am, I want to become a product designer, ma'am, I want to become a fashion designer. And if I ask them names of few designers or things, they are not aware about those things. So guys, you need to understand that you should know all these famous designers like Marc Jacobs, Chanel. You have Anamika Khanna, Suhani Pitti. In India, you have Jonathan Eve, who has done the Apple designing, and then you have designers who have designed Snapchat logos, Facebook logos, and you have Zaha Hadid. You have so many famous designers who can be an inspiration for you, or famous artists like Amrita Shergill, MF Hussain, so many painters, artists, designers. Try to study about their life, try to check out their design process, try to see their design documentary or read their autobiography about them, and try to understand or reflect upon, because you will have to have the same path as you are moving forward. So make sure that you study about these famous fashion designers, artists, how have they evolved, what are their techniques they use, what kind of process they use, why are they famous, and that will definitely help you in the next 30 days to improve your abilities of designing and to answer questions in a much better way. Now, as I talked about documentaries, here comes the fourth important thing for the coming 30 days that you need to do is to watch a lot of movies or documentaries that are based on design industry, fashion industry, art industry. Movies like, Devil Wears Prada, Leonardo da Vinci, Frida Kahlo, Gods Must Be Crazy, Urbanized. You have movies like on Netflix, you have Abstract Art, which is on 2 seasons, or any kinds of movies like The Founder, which is based on McDonald's journey. So Social Network, which is based on Facebook, how was Facebook developed. So try to do a lot of research on design movies, on design documentaries of art and other things. Pablo Picasso's, there's a movie on him. So these things will also bring you closer to what design actually means and give you a lot of ideas and visuals as well to take inspiration from. Fifth important thing that you can bring in your routine in the coming 30 days would be to solve previous year papers, a lot of questions. If you do not have those, you can, of course, my description will be given below. You can join a free group. We have a free group where we post a lot of material, or you can join a test series. You can join regular classes or crash course that I am doing, and you can solve previous year papers with me. It brings you closer to the pattern and to the syllabus of exam, and what kind of questions come in is always helpful. So at least last 10 years, 11 years, 15 years papers of both masters people and for bachelor people, I am telling this, try to solve them. Even if the syllabus and pattern has changed, try to do those things. And if you are giving NID, don't focus only on NID, NIFT, UCEED, CEED. The design syllabus is almost same, so try to solve as many college exams, design college exam papers and questions that you can, because the more questions you solve, the more you practice, the more you can take feedback from your mentor or from someone who is in your life, who is your senior, or you can always send me and I can give you the feedback of what you want to improve and what you don't want to improve. What you should improve and what is something that you don't have to waste your time on. So try to do a lot of previous year papers so that you also know how much time you are taking in solving the paper. It's very important to know your speed and how much time are you taking to answer, because this brings us to our next topic, which is time management in the coming 30 days. Use a stopwatch. Make sure you are drawing or solving any question also based on time. Okay, so 3 hour paper is there for NID, so make sure whatever you are drawing, whatever you are sketching, whatever your questions you are solving are based on time only that will give you an authentic response to how are you actually doing in exam. Okay, so don't work like where you start a question, then you roam, and then you again come back and solve it again. You go to Google and you solve it. So try to just do it time based and keep your phone away when you are doing such kind of questions. Next, very important thing that even I followed when I was giving NIFT and NID exam, and I qualified both. As you know, at my time there was no UCEED exam. So for both, I made sure that I have a journal. I have a routine where I have a diary where I am writing that okay, today from 8 to 7 I will do this, from 7 to 8 I'll do this, in the night before sleeping I'll do that. So try to make a 30-day plan beforehand where you are dedicating daily time to daily topics, and you are trying to journalize your whole thing and be a lot more productive than you were from before. This will save a lot of time and will also help you and give you a lot of confidence that okay, today I finished this, today I finished that, and a lot of revision for you will also be over. If you are someone who's starting now, I really want to tell you that some people ask me, ma'am, is 30 days enough, is 5 weeks enough for clearing the exam? So I really want to tell you that I know people who give exam for 3, 3, 4 years and do not clear. I know people who just study for 2 weeks and clear. So it's totally dependent on your mind, your capabilities, how much you can grasp and how much you can give on the situation at the time, how much you can think like a designer, how much you can work like a designer, how much your aptitude is developed. So make sure that beforehand, early morning when you wake up, you have a to-do list of things that you will be doing and you will be completing throughout the day. The next thing is syllabus completion. So make sure you have a list of topics for MCQ questions of NID and for the drawing questions of NID. So make a list of syllabus like this: color theory, storyboarding, if it's poster design, if it's logo design, if it's Indian heritage and culture, if it's Indian dance from whatever the syllabus is, try to make a list of all the things and try to revise that accordingly, and in 30 days try to finish the maximum part of syllabus as much as you can. Next thing that you can also practice is your color blending technique. Now for everyone, again I have to tell you that it's always better to work with sketching pencils and color pencils because they are easily erasable. If you want to change something, if you have done something wrong, you can do that. Water based materials, I do not recommend them and I'll never recommend them, be it pen, sketch pen, brush pen. They are the most easiest to draw with. So try to see a lot of videos and practice also color blending techniques. I'll put two of my color blending techniques that I have done or I used to do when I was preparing for NIFT and NID that would help you, where you see real life objects, keep it in front of you and try to do a lot of blendings of shades and colors, and try to do it quickly in a speed so that you are not taking time like how fine arts students would do. Try to think like a designer, work like a designer, and sketch also like a designer, where you are doodling, color blending, and doing these kinds of quick things that would help making your whole creative question better. Now, one very important thing I'll tell you, and if you want to believe me, believe. If you don't want to believe, it's on you. But a lot of students who are preparing, and even me when I have to teach students, we listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of TED Talks. You can go on Spotify and search design, and so many podcasts will show up on YouTube. Also, you can see a lot of TED Talks based on design thinking, how to be a better product designer, and what is textile industry. So many topics you can see audio, video, these kinds of things to listen to a lot of design talks, and that will evolve you in such a way that your work will also be a little bit leveled up from the rest design aspirants that are giving that exam. Another important thing that you should know is that for NID exam, make sure, or for any design exam, make sure that you're working depending on the weightage and the pattern and syllabus. Like, check out the previous year paper, you will see how many questions of MCQ are there, how many design questions are there. So focus on weightage, pattern, and study accordingly. That's the most important thing that you should do for the next 30 days, and that will save a lot of time also for you. So follow this. And the last tip that I want to give everyone is that please speak to NID students who are currently studying there, NID alumni, NID mentors. If you can reach out to them on different mediums like social media or as Art Pop, we also do a lot of talks where NID students and if students who have joined the college, they come and do a toppers talk. So you can definitely be a part of that, or try to understand what was their thought process, how was their experience, how is the college helping them. So try to be in touch with NID current students who are still studying or who have passed out, and their experience would definitely help. So thank you, and I hope you liked the video. All the best for your NID exams. If you want to join our classes, we have crash course, 30-day preparations going on. We have scholarship batches, test series, and a lot of courses at a very variable price which we are running to help students. And of course, for any other doubts, you can always feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or WhatsApp. I'll put all my details here, and see you in the next video.